Guys, we're back here at the robot barn. I'm gonna get into the grain bin today. I'm going to try to take that collar off and then see if we can get the new collar put on for the new grain setup on it. Go. Easy as pie.
Put it in and
Alrighty, so we got this all buttoned up here at the bin. So we popped this old collar off because it was set up for our old grain bin setup, which is an auger that would dump into our TMR mixer. So this is a little adapter plate here that we had to put on, and then put the collar on there for the hopper that comes off of here. So anyway, kind of making our old bin work. It was set up for that other auger, but anyway, this wound up working all right. You can see inside there, I had put in a little patch. We had a spot in here that was a little thin. So I put that little piece of dairy board in there and caulked the top seam of it. And so anyway, I don't know how well that'll work. Anybody that I talked to said that there's really not a great way to do that, but anyway, if you try to weld it, you'll just create more rust and it'll rust out faster. So anyway, we're gonna see if that works. It'll make it last at least another 5 years maybe before I have to wind up replacing this cone. So anyway, I think that's kind of as far as we're gonna get it, and we'll let the robot guys set up the rest of the feed line. We don't really have any experience with that, and they know what they're doing, so we'll let them do it. Waiting to use a skid loader so I can go move the robot guy's lift. John's spread manure today. So this is our manure pit. We scrape manure out of that feed alley down here, falls into this pit here. We have several months of storage here. And that triticale that we just chopped for silage, or baled rather, Sean's gonna go spray manure on it today. Getting this lift moved. Can't hardly see out this windshield right now. Spread manure sure gets her good and dirty. Here she comes, pulling some cable from the creamery office down to the milk house. That'll go down to the robot barn to get internet to the robot barn. So Nathan's feeding me cable. Another day, another obstacle to go around. Shouldn't be too much longer though, girls. Getting the rest of the epoxy done on this floor today. Just got done with our first bucket. Nathan's back there mixing another bucket. Should get her knocked out. Hopefully it'll look pretty good. Generation of Hemis how to milk cows for the next 2 weeks anyways. So I'm up here at the robot barn before I run cows out here. I kind of wanted to show you the lighting in here. So one thing we did this week, we put in these 6 LED lights and got it nice and bright in here. So these 6 lights in here and the light outside here, I kind of wanted to put it out so the cows can easily see from back there up to here how to get up here, you know, nice and lit up for them. So, but they're all controlled on a photo eye that's on the side of the building out here. So when it gets dark at night, or even if it's a super dark day, like say there's a stormy day or something, these lights will be on. So the cows have plenty of lighting in here. So I think it turned out real nice. But I hadn't shown this yet. The feed line got put in here, and I think that turned out pretty good. The height, I was really nervous when we put our little collar and our extension on, how the height was gonna match out with this other bin, because these are 2 used bins, you know, we used, and we had to transition that bin there. So it actually came out to be like a 1/2 inch difference in the height. So they thought that was close enough. They didn't need to adjust the legs on the bin. So that kind of worked out good, because that would have been a pain. So anyway, they installed that, got the feed motor put up there, and got it ran through the wall, and it'll dump out into the robot there for the feed bowl in there. So turned out pretty good. Guys, I'm getting some stuff set up in the bulk tank room for morning milking. Kind of wanted to show you a few of the things in here. So this is where the pipeline comes into the milk house, runs over here to what's called the buffer tank. So I think I showed you the CRS before. They put in a new bulk tank washer. The reason we had to do that is because our old bulk tank washer was like a 2006 model, but Tom said, the installer, he said that he can make really old systems communicate with the CRS and new systems, but he can't make anything like in between, like the 2000 era. Well, so that was unfortunate. So now we got this handy dandy bulk tank controller, which is whatever. It's just kind of a unexpected cost, but that's the way some of that stuff goes. So then they also did some valving over here. So milk will come from that buffer tank over there to this pneumatic valving over here. And then here's our current valve. That's where the milk hauler or Nathan will hook up their hose to pump out milk. And so whenever we go to start up, this is going to get pulled over to here, hooked up there, take that valve off, and put it where that yellow cap is. And that's where they'll currently pump out after we get this switched over. So for now, it's just kind of hanging out there. But the point on this buffer tank is so that when this bulk tank gets emptied, with robotic milking, there's never any downtime. Currently, like we milk 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours at night, or that's how long the shift takes anyway. Well, in between that, that's when the milk hauler comes, or in between that, that's when Nathan pumps cheese over. That's when the bulk tank can wash. Whenever you go to milk in a robotic system, there's never any downtime. So in order to, either you would have to stop the robots, which is going to affect your milking herd, not getting milkings done, because you pretty well milk around the clock with robots. So in order to get around that, you have a buffer tank, and that's where the milk will get pumped into while the bulk tank is getting washed. So that's kind of the point of a buffer tank. It kind of just a handy little thing to keep you going with the robots. So anyway, that'll work good. But that's pretty much it in the bulk tank room here. We got to get a lot more stuff done still. As far as contractors, there's not a lot left to do. There's some of the HVAC stuff, some ventilation stuff up there at the robot barn, still got to get done. Anyway, but otherwise, kind of getting to where it's going to be just us getting our stuff done. And anyway, yeah, we got to get some concrete work done and some other odd and end stuff to button up. So it'll be a busy month. We got to do some more a lot more field work too. But we're shooting for a startup date on this robot system for June 9th. So anyway, we'll see if we can get all this stuff done before then. So anyway, I think that'll be it for this week, guys. We'll see you next time.